Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today we're going to be reviewing the Covert Instruments Genesis lockpick set. Let's get into it. This set includes the trade craft pick case, a short hook in 25 thousandths, a medium hook in 25 thousandths, a quad wave rake in 25 thousandths, and a quint wave rake in 25 thousandths. Our 3 precision 2-in-1 turning tools, which are labeled so you can quickly ascertain the thickness of the tool. The turning tools are double-sided for top and bottom of the keyway tensioning. First off, this pick set is really nice. It's really decent. I purchased it for $28 from Covert Instruments. Excuse me, actually I bought it during the July 4th sale. There are about 3 sales a year where they will knock everything by about 20% off. And I purchased this probably for the sum of about somewhere between $18 or $22. So this set was a steal for that price. What set this set apart from other lockpick sets is the case. I did purchase the PVC patch separately from their website. This is the hand of the king as seen in the TV show Game of Thrones. I thought it fits the case perfectly. This case is really unique. First off, it's the first true silent entry lockpick case I've ever seen. We see a lot of covert entry lockpick cases on the market from Sparrows and other companies. This is the only one I've ever seen that uses a magnetic enclosure. That's a really neat touch. Secondly, this is a bifold. So it's a single fold, but it has access on both sides of the wallet. So we have access here for picks and tension wrenches and access here for picks and tension wrenches. And it is magnetic. Whichever side that has the patch on, that's the side that's magnetic. It's not the strongest magnet in the world, but it's good enough for if you were to put picks inside this slot, they are not going to fall out. They're not going to bounce around. And that's what you want inside of this bifold here, is you're going to want to be able to open it, not have to worry about your picks falling out. Also, you can stick this to a door or a wall that you're working on that is metal or magnetic, and this will hold all your picks so you don't have to constantly travel back to the floor and pick up your picks as they are sitting on the floor. So this is a really nice, very well made. I'm gonna be honest, this is worth $20 in and of itself. That's a fact. This is a really nice case. If you buy this case, or excuse me, if you buy anything, at least buy the case or buy it for the case. I think you can buy the cases individually. The lock picks, they're okay. We have a short hook, we have a short hook that's a flat, we have a short hook that's a round. We have Bogota style lock picks. They are called a quint, which is the 4, or excuse me, the quint is the 5 and the quad, which is the 4. They cannot be called Bogota anymore because that is a registered trademarked name that is owned by Southern Specialties. Bogota lockpicks, the design was created by Raimundo. In the early 2000s, he was inspired by the mountains of Bogota, Colombia, and came up with this ridge design in his lockpicks. And Southern Specialties purchased the rights to use the name Bogota. So that's why whenever you go to websites, you'll see funny names like The Worm or whatever, you know, The Viscerator. People come up with some really weird names. These picks do have welded handles. It is spot welded, so they do have handles, and the website claims that these come in at 25 thousandths each. However, that is not correct. There is a 2 thousandths room of tolerance in metal making or machinery applications, so we are looking at 23 thousandths across all the picks. All the picks are in 23 thousandths. This is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. You're going to have access to more keyways and more locks with 23 thousandths than you would 25 thousandths. 25 thousandths is really only good for like quick set and really wide open keyways. But with 23 thousandths, you can do master locks. You can do a whole bunch of other locks. I don't know if you can really get away with a whole lot of Schlage SE1 keyways because 23 thousandths is quite thick and that's a slightly paracentric keyway, but this will get you started. This is a good beginner intro set. Let's take a look at the tension wrenches. The tension wrenches that come with this are we call these Z-bars or Z-style tension wrenches, and these are not half twist like you would normally see with modern pick sets from, let's say, Southord or Sparrows. These instead are, I guess, fixed or non-flexed. I can't remember the name of them. Rigid, excuse me. Rigid is the term I was looking for. So these are rigid Z-bars. There is a label. These are labeled 30 thousandths. These are going to, man, that magnet is so strong on here, actually. That's a really strong magnet. And these are 40 thousandths and these are 50 thousandths. Let's go ahead and pull out the caliper on these as well. So 50 thousandths is going to come in at exactly 50 thousandths. That's very impressive. The 40 thousandths, let's go ahead and get the caliper on that. That's going to come in at 38 thousandths, and that's acceptable. 2 thousandths of tolerance is more than acceptable in metalworking. And then the 30 thousandths is going to come in at exactly 30 and a half thou. So this is spot on. The cool thing about these is a couple things. First off, we can use bottom of keyway tensioning here for raking. So the methodology that I teach whenever working on a lock is I will rake while using bottom of keyway tension. So if I want to rake this this here lock here, I would use bottom of keyway tension, and I'm gonna rake here. And I'm not trying, oh, I got it. Well, didn't even mean to. That's a 5-pinch leg lock and I got it. So anyways, that shows the validity of how good these picks are. But anyways, bottom of keyway tension. If I wanted to single pin pick, if I wanted to pick the pins individually, I'm going to put this at the top of the keyway, and then I'm going to pick individually. And I don't feel super comfortable using this pick set in 23 thousandths, but it can be doable, especially if you put your pick right here on top of the warding. Everything is doable. It looks just fine. Moving forward, I like that this set has 3 tension wrenches in different thicknesses for bottom of keyway and top of the keyway tension. I believe that this is the perfect intro lockpick set, especially if you can buy it on sale. If you're buying $28, I still think it's a good set. However, there are better sets that you could just save up another $10 and purchase something from Sparrows, like the Creeper set. But I really, really like this set. What is this set missing? Well, first off, I have to tell you that I'm going to be putting out a video just on top of keyway tensioning, or probably tension wrenches alone. And this set is absolutely missing. In my humble opinion, you should just go out and add to the set. If you purchase this set, buy the top of keyway tension wrenches. These Ergo tensioners, or tensors, or Ergo tension wrenches are awesome. These are basically just Peterson style top of keyway tension wrenches that have been bent at about a 35-degree angle. And I will be putting out a whole video on the history of top of keyway tension wrenches in the coming weeks, and who invented the top of the keyway tension wrench, who was the first person to invent it, who was the first person to manufacture it, and who was the first person to put a bend in their tension wrench. I know all of these things, but we will put out a video shortly. If you want to make this a really great set, I would highly recommend putting in the bent Ergo top of keyway tension wrenches. I think that's a solid choice. And if you are a collector, or if you enjoy picking locks counterclockwise, and maybe you have a plug spinner, go ahead and buy yourself the opposite Ergo tension wrench. This will allow you to put the tensioner at the top of the keyway in the opposite direction for left-handed lock pickers, or for counterclockwise picking, because you will get a completely different binding order inside of the plug, or in the Bible of the lock, if you pick counterclockwise versus if you pick clockwise. Let's see if I can rake while using top of keyway tension. I never suggest it. That's not the technique I teach, because you will typically pull out that top of keyway. But as you can see, I can still provide tension just fine in the counterclockwise fashion while trying to rake or single pin pick. So that's the benefit of having these. That's an upgrade to this set. Other things that I purchased along with this set, I've purchased in the past my Covert instruments, Covert companion, is that what it's called. I have every single piece in here that I'm aware of. I've all the bypass stuff. So I use this for bypassing. These are all my bypass tools. I don't do a lot of bypass techniques because I'm not a locksmith and I'm no longer in the military. I really just bought this for the cool factor, and I keep it in my truck at all times with a lockpick set. So if you purchase this, this is gonna, I think I paid $80 for it on the 4th of July sale. And then I purchased a bunch of accessories to put inside of it. If you do purchase this, with this. This is really all you could go your whole life with just these two items and you would be just fine. This is a really wonderful addition to any lockpick set. Outside of the fact that these are 23 thousandths in thickness, I would rather see something more like along the lines of 21 thousandths. That's fine. So this is a really neat addition. And then I've also purchased in the past this guy. I don't remember the name of this because that's fine. This isn't, you know, I'm not doing a review of this particular product, but I bought this on Covert Instruments as well, and this is pretty cool. It has areas that you can attach padlocks to. I put it inside of a big tabletop vise. These are not normal key and knob cylinders. These are cylinders that you would find in small form padlocks such as Master Lock. But this is a lot of fun. And then it came, I bought these separately. These are for fitting different sizes of locks. This is for cam locks. This is for Euro profile cylinders. This is for larger key and knob cylinders such as Quickset or Schlage. And this is for interchangeable core cylinders. So that was a neat product to buy. And then lastly, another product that I purchased from Covert Instruments is going to be my Tubular lock pick here. And I don't know how that happened. Well, let's try to fix that. But hopefully it didn't bend one of the spines. But it comes with extra spines. So this thing is really nice. It's really nice quality. It's a convertible. You can convert it from a 7-pin to an 8-pin tubular lock pick. However, it doesn't fit any of my tubular locks in my collection. I was unaware that there are different size tubular lock plugs. So this is a small format tubular lock pick. I will be purchasing southward in the future, so that way I can manipulate my American tubular locks. But be aware that this may not even fit whatever lock you're purchasing for. I need to do more research on tubular locks apparently. So that being said, I am a collector of Covert Instruments. I do enjoy their entire product line. I like their tension wrenches so much that this is the set that you get. And I went out and I purchased a separate set of bottom keyway tension wrenches and all of their top of keyway tension wrenches. And I have their straight top of keyway tension wrenches arriving today just so I can have them in my everyday kit. This is not going to be my everyday kit. I use Petersons primarily, and I have Sparrows as a backup. I will probably never use these given that they are small handles. I have very large hands, and these are not going to be comfortable for picking for long hours of time. I prefer plastic, injection molded plastic handles like on Petersons or Jimy Longs. I prefer Plasti Dip over these style of handles. But I think this is a wonderful lockpick set. It's not something I'm going to use every single day of the week. However, I do feel comfortable suggesting this to anybody getting into this hobby. If you're a collector, it's worth buying. If you are new to the hobby, then this is absolutely a fantastic starter set. And I will tell people from now on in the description of all of my videos, I will provide links to lockpick sets that I suggest. I would highly suggest that if you are on a budget and you can only afford $20 to $30 and you want to buy your very first lockpick set, or if you want to buy a lockpick set for a friend, I will be suggesting this from now on for the $20 to $30 range. I think it cannot get any better, and it can only get better and better by adding more tools to your repertoire here. I will, however, advise against purchasing the lock, and if you buy this lockpick set with the lock, it is like $85. That makes this lock $50. This lock is not $50. This is a $5 GMS cylinder. GMS. So Schlage and Quickset cylinders, they're all made in Mexico. To my knowledge, they're all owned by ASA Abloy, excuse me if I got that wrong. But GMS cylinders, to my knowledge, I think they're made in China. It doesn't mean that they're bad. They're good quality. They're just as good as any other name brand, but they're the off-brand. They're the third-party manufacturer. They are making things that it's a good lock. It's not worth $50. It's great that I can remove the pins from the top. It's great that it has Covert Instruments on the face of the lock body. One thing that makes this lock stand out is its knurling. You will never find this. A mortise cylinder will have threads to fit inside of a mortise case. A rim cylinder will be flat and is only held in with set screws on these two corrugated grooves here and here. What makes this unique is this is knurled, so you can hold it in your hand and pick it in your hand. That's really neat. That's wonderful. It is not a $50 lock. So they sell this lockpick set with this lock for a total of like $85. I do not suggest purchasing it with this lock, but if you have no other option, I'm still going to have to advise against it. Just go on to Amazon and buy yourself a padlock. You can go on Amazon and buy yourself a GMS SC1. This is an SC1 keyway. It stands for Schlage. Schlage 1, SC1. So I can't advise this. However, this is a $50 lock. This was like $110 on sale. And this guy can be coupled into here. And I was able to get in here. So $50 lock, I guess, and I was able to get all these cylinders with this whole piece for the price of $100. This was a good value. I'll review this in another video, but I don't suggest you buy the bundle, so to speak. I just really like this lockpick set in and of by itself. It is wonderful, and if you have the money, throw in some tension wrenches, top of keyway for right-handed tensioners, and if you have any extra money, buy the left-handed ones. You won't go wrong. The straight top of keyway tension wrenches are going to be great. I've ordered them as well, but they're not comfortable. Anyways, that's my honest review. I'll provide links in the description down below. Check it out. And if you are still on an even tighter budget, just wait for national holidays. These guys have huge sales about 4 times a year, about every 3 months. So by the time you watch this video, you're probably just a couple weeks away from another sale. So check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here. If you are in the locksport community, why don't you just say something down below and I will make sure I subscribe to your videos as well. Thank you all so much. Have a nice day.